Hi guys, it's Miss Ainsley. Today we are reading a Sesame Street book called A Visit to the Sesame Street Zoo, featuring the Sesame Street Muppets. We can see Big Bird on the front cover with his camera, and he is visiting the giraffe at the zoo. That might be his favorite animal to see. Have you ever been to the zoo? Maybe the Philadelphia Zoo or the Elmwood Zoo? I have been to both of those zoos before, and my favorite animals to see are the red pandas and the penguins. Do you have a favorite animal to see? Or even if you haven't been, what's your favorite animal? Let's see what kind of animals Big Bird finds. A visit to the Sesame Street Zoo. Oh, it looks like Bert and Ernie are coming along too. Alright, this story is by Ellen Wise and illustrated by Tom Lee. Big Bird, Ernie, and Bert arrived at the Sesame Street Zoo bright and early. They wanted to be the first visitors to see the new panda. "I can hardly wait," said Big Bird. "Ernie, are you sure the man on the news said the panda is coming here today?" asked Bert. "That's right, Bert," said Ernie, "all the way from China." Ooh, that sounds exciting, a new panda coming to the zoo. I also see a little boy here. Do you think he's going to give them a tour? "Excuse me," said a boy just as they went through the gate, "but you can't visit the panda today. Her new home isn't set up yet." "Oh no," wailed Big Bird. "We came today especially to see the panda." "I'm sorry," said the boy. "That's what my mom told me. She works here, but there are lots of other amazing animals to see. Come on, I'll show you. My name is Willie." "We've been here before," said Bert grumpily. "Well, there's something new at the zoo every day," said Willie. "And maybe later, my mom will be able to give us a peek at the panda. I want to see her too." Big Bird, Ernie, and Bert brightened up. "All right," they said. Before they set off with Willie, Big Bird had to know the name of the bird strutting across the grass, showing off his beautiful feathers. "He must be very proud," said Big Bird. "Well, he is," said Willie. "He is a peacock." But Bert was looking at some other birds. "Pigeons!" he cried. "I didn't know the zoo had pigeons." "You were right, Willie. There's always something new at the zoo." "Well, the pigeons don't exactly belong to the zoo, Bert," said Willie. "They're just visiting. Come on, let's go see the elephants." All right, so it's kind of cool that Willie's mom is a zookeeper. I hope they get to see that baby panda later. Have you ever seen a peacock at the zoo? Sometimes they like to walk around and see all of the people visiting. I've also seen pigeons at the zoo before. Let's see what they see next. "Elephants sure are big," said Ernie when they arrived at Elephant Jungle. "And they sure are dirty," said Bert. "Well, dirt is good for them," explained Willie. "My mom says their skin gets sunburned easily, so they sprinkle dirt on it for protection." "I like elephants," said Big Bird. "They have snuffles, just like my friend, Mr. Snuffleupagus." "Elephants have trunks, not snuffles, silly," said Bert. Just then, they heard the toot-toot of the zoo train whistle, and Willie asked them if they wanted to go on a safari by train. Here's the elephants, sprinkling dirt on their backs to stay cool. Would you want to ride the zoo train? Let's see. On the zoo train, Willie pointed out lots of different animals. "Look, everybody," shouted Big Bird. "There are tigers down there, and they aren't in cages." Here are the tigers. "That's right," said Willie. "Here, animals can roam around freely. just like in the jungle. The animals are happy that way, and we can see how they really live. Are you sure those tigers can't jump up onto the train?" asked Big Bird. Willie laughed. Don't worry, Big Bird. No animal can jump this high. We're safe." So they rode on the train past the jungle, through the woods where wolves watched them, and over the hill where deer darted away at the toot-toot of the whistle. You can see the giraffes over here. Have you ever gone on a safari at the zoo? Sometimes they have little trains or carts that will take you around the whole zoo, and you can see all of the different animals. That's definitely something fun to do. Let's see what they see next. When they got off the train, Ernie pointed to a small grove of trees. "Hey, those trees are moving," he said. Willie laughed. "They're on a truck that's moving. They're bamboo trees. I bet I know where they're going. I know somebody who likes bamboo," said Willie. "The panda?" asked Bert. Willie smiled. "We'll see. We'll see." Do you think it's for the panda? Big Bird wanted to see the giraffes up close. "Gee, they're even taller than I am," shouted Big Bird. "That's so they can reach the leaves at the tippy tops of the trees," said Bert. "The giraffes come from Africa," said Willie. "So do those zebras over there. The zoo lets some of the animals that live in the same part of the world live together at the zoo too." So the giraffes and the zebras live in the same exhibit. "Now I'm going to show you something amazing," said Willie as he led them to the lion cage. "Look," cried Big Bird, "there's a woman right in the cage with the lion." "Oh no," said Bert, "the lion's gonna eat her up." "No, he isn't," said the woman. "I put him to sleep with medicine so I can look into his ear and treat his earache. I'm a veterinarian, an animal doctor. Animals need doctors too, and sometimes they even need dentists." "I'm going to be a veterinarian when I grow up," said Willie proudly. So here's the lion, and we can see the vet looking into his ear so that she can help him feel better. After she put some medicine in the lion's ear, the vet said, "Come with me, I'll show you a special new member of our zoo family." "Is your new animal cute and furry by any chance?" asked Bert with a knowing smile. "Well, yes," she said, and she took them to the zoo hospital. "Meet Flopsy, our new baby snow leopard." "Ooh," said Ernie, Big Bird, and Willie. "She's beautiful." "Oh," said Bert in a very small voice. "I thought you meant the panda." "The snow leopard is an endangered species," said the vet. "That means that there are hardly any left in the world. So it's an important event when a snow leopard is born in the zoo." Here's the baby snow leopard. She is very, very cute. And it's a good thing that zoos can take care of endangered animals so that their species doesn't die out. After they left the hospital, everyone wanted to go to the children's zoo. "I always come here to feed the goats," said Willie. "There's goat food right here. I wish I could feed the other animals too, but my mom says it's against the rules. The zookeepers know what kind of food is good for each animal, and how much. Some food that visitors give them might make the animals sick." So now they're at the petting zoo area with all these goats. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 goats. Ernie and Bert went to the place in the children's zoo where they were allowed to pet the animals. "This bunny is the softest thing in the world," said Bert. "You're wrong, Bert. This lamb is," said Ernie. Which one would you want to pet? The rabbit or the sheep? I think I would want to pet both. I couldn't choose. Hey, look at me, everybody, called Big Bird. I can jump like a frog. A bullfrog can jump 6 feet, said Willie. It's marked off right there on the ground. I bet you can't jump as far as a bullfrog. Willie was right. Big Bird could not jump 6 feet. My friend Kermit the Frog could do it, said Big Bird. 6 feet, that's almost as tall as like a full-grown adult. Some adults are 6 feet tall. That's a long way to jump. Here's a giant web of ropes, said Ernie, and he began to climb it. And here's a real spider building a web right next to it, said Bert. That's cool. We can see the spider web here. And this sign says animal homes. So it's showing us that spiders live on webs, and that's how they trap their prey. And it has an example here that you can climb. That's pretty cool. This snake is sticking its tongue out at me, said Bert as he looked at a garter snake through the glass case. Didn't its mother teach it any manners? The snake doesn't mean to be rude, said Willie. Snakes smell with their tongues. That's interesting. Can everybody hiss like a snake? Sss. On the way out of the children's zoo, they stopped at the nature table, where they saw a peacock feather, an ostrich egg, a walrus tusk, and a rattlesnake rattle. They picked up each thing and looked at it, holding it carefully, especially the ostrich egg. You can see all the items there. It's really cool when zoos have things that you can touch and look at. There's the birdhouse, said Willie when they were outside again. Should we go inside and see the birds? Oh, yes, said Big Bird. Maybe they'll talk to me. The birdhouse was noisy, with chirping, singing, screeching, cawing, and cackling. But the noise didn't bother Big Bird at all. So there is all the birds. You can see different kinds here. We got parrots, and a toucan, and an owl, and everybody is covering their ears, but not Big Bird. Can we all tweet like a bird? Tweet, 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 tweet. Outside the birdhouse, a man was painting a big sign. Isn't that Chinese writing on the sign? Asked Bert. You know who's Chinese, don't you? Asked Willie. I know, said Bert. The panda. Look, Bert, seals, said Ernie, pointing in the other direction. They were just in time for the seals' feeding time. The zookeeper feeds them nice, fresh fish twice a day, said Willie. Everyone stood around the fence and watched a sleek brown seal leap out of the water and catch a fish in mid-air. It was more fun than a circus. Where are the gorillas? Asked Big Bird when the seals had finished their lunch. Right over here, said Willie. There's a baby gorilla, too. Gee, she wasn't here last time I came to visit, said Ernie as they watched the baby gorilla play. Here's the baby with its mom. 3 children in animal masks came running out of a nearby building. They were wearing lion, monkey, and rhinoceros faces. Where did you get those great masks? Ernie asked them. We made them, they said proudly, over in the education building. A teacher there helps us do lots of interesting things. What kind of mask would you make? Maybe that's something we'll have to do at school, make animal masks. Next, they went inside Jungle World. It was hard to believe that this warm, damp, jungly place was inside a building in the middle of a city. "This place is new too," said Ernie, looking around in amazement. "It just opened last month," said Willie. "That crocodile is going to eat up that little monkey," cried Bert. "No, the monkey's too smart," said Willie. "He's just teasing the crocodile." Here's some monkeys in the tree, and the crocodile's in the water. Outside again, they blinked in the sunshine. "Willie," called a woman in a white jacket, carrying a clipboard. "Oh, hi, Mom," said Willie. "Meet my friends, Big Bird, Ernie, and Bert. They came here especially to see the panda. Do you think we could maybe see her?" Willie's mother smiled. "Yes," she said. "You can be the first guests in her new house." "Look, there are the bamboo trees," said Ernie. "And that's the Chinese sign we saw," said Bert. "What does it say?" "The panda's name, Mei Mei. It means beautiful one," she said. "Come in and meet her." Oh yay, they get to go see the panda. All right, let's see Mei Mei. Willie's mother led them to the panda, who was curled up in a tree. "Shh," said Big Bird. "Mei Mei is sleeping. She must be tired from her long trip." The panda moved and yawned. "Ah." Then she opened her eyes. She climbed down, walked over, and looked right at them. "She's just like a big toy bear," said Ernie. "She's wonderful," sighed Bert. They watched as the panda curiously explored her new home. They watched her eat some bamboo and drink some water. They watched until Willie's mother said, "We better leave Mei Mei alone now. She needs to rest and get used to her new home." Everybody said goodbye to the panda. "We'll come back to see you very, very soon, Mei Mei," said Big Bird. "Don't worry, you won't be lonely." And then Ernie, Bert, and Big Bird said goodbye to Willie and his mother. "Thank you," Bert said. "This was the best trip to the zoo we've ever had." All right, guys, I hope you liked going to the zoo with our Sesame Street friends. I'm so glad they got to see that panda. Think about what your favorite zoo animal is, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.